Hey, I thought I'd just come on and do a little basic hack for today. If you're new to the page, welcome. I'm Lexi, and I kind of just have fallen in love with Saint makeup, and I think it was such a game changer for me and my confidence in doing my own makeup and how I feel in my makeup that I had to share it. So I'm going on 4 years sharing this magic makeup, and if you hate your makeup or it's just not working for you, I'm telling you, cream makeup is the best, and it'll change your opinion on how you feel about it on you, and maybe yourself. It'll change your opinion about yourself too. So I'm just gonna do my basic hack here. I'm gonna use the Prep and Set collection because I love it. I don't know if you guys have gotten this. I posted a little bit about it, but the whole collection's $88. And the collection includes a Plush Prep Mist, which has caffeine, aloe, hyaluronic acid, and glycerin. So it kind of hydrates, plumps your skin, makes it ready for the makeup. Stella asking me if I can drop her off McDonald's. She's at dance till 2. And then I have the Fixate Setting Spray that I put on at the end. And this also has niacinamide, so it helps reduce pore size, and it locks in your makeup, also reduces hyperpigmentation. So, you know, these nozzles are just sometimes a little questionable. I'm gonna give it a shot and just see if it'll mist me. But the secret, if you know yours is a water hose, which some of them are, just spray your Perfector sponge and put this all over your face. I would say a little more than a mist, but not bad, not bad. And I love how light it is and refreshing. Hello, everybody. So I'm just gonna kind of tap this Plush Prep Mist into my skin. I like to kind of concentrate it on hollow areas of my face because that caffeine is really gonna wake it up and make it ready for the best cream makeup there is. So that's the Plush Prep Mist. That's probably my favorite product out of the Prep and Set collection just because of the ingredients and what it does to your skin. I like the Plush Prep Mist. There's too many P's for this girl. But even when I'm not gonna put makeup on, it just feels good. So there's that. I'm gonna start with the detail brush. I love this brush for placement of contour and brightening highlight. It has this weird paintbrush end, but if I can use it, you can use it. And it actually helps stamp contour on more easy than a lot of the brushes. So this is one of my faves for contour and brightening highlight. And this small end really helps get in the smaller areas of your face. So look at this palette. I don't know when they're gonna release it, but it's amazing. And this is a palette 18. I am gonna give away a palette 12 here soon, so stay tuned. Just like this one. I forget what it's called, Emerald something. But I'm gonna wiggle my detail brush in my contour, and I am gonna wash my brushes tomorrow. And I just go right up and under my cheekbone. We're not doing much today. I think we're gonna take the kids to Dave & Buster's possibly. We'll see. Gosh, I'm getting a lot of... So just right up and under that cheekbone. And like I said, this edge kind of just stamps it on. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfectly equal. We're gonna blend in the end, and Saint is so forgiving. Another reason I love it is you can do it in a bouncy car, bus, or plane with turbulence. It doesn't have to be so precise because it blends so beautifully because this cream was made to be worn together. P.S. I'm super red and blue this morning, and I usually stay this way half of the day if it's cold out. So this stuff comes in handy for that because it cuts the red and the blue. It's a good way to know that I'm a cool toned person too because my lips are blue. They are blue. So right up around my hairline, kind of temple to temple, just emphasizing that our head's round. If we have a longer forehead, or if you do like myself, it makes it appear just a little bit shorter. And the details come in handy here too, because I'm just gonna stamp it out right on the edge of my nose. Kind of crazy we don't have much going on today, because football has wrapped up and the soccer season. Stella has Ruby's, which is her, it is her competition team right now. And then we have a guest choreographer in town, and he choreographed, or is it a she? Sorry, I'm really messing this up, but a choreographer is in town at our studio, and he did choreography for Billie Eilish. And I don't even know if I'm saying that name right, her name right. So Stella was super excited. She's like, can I bring my phone? And I'm like, yeah, but only when you're done, ask to take a quick selfie, you know. So right on the bottom of the jaw, so she has that till 2, but she doesn't mind. I feel like she could live at the dance studio and she'd be just fine with that. So brush that back. Done with contour. Contour should be easy, simple. Remember, it should have a gray shadow-like tone to it because it's emphasizing the natural shadows of our face. If it's too warm, it just doesn't look right. So that's kind of a little lesson on contour. So now I'm going to go into the brightening highlight, the lightest color of the 3D, and I'm going to go with the smaller end of the detail, and I'm just bouncing in. Remember, the biggest mistake people make is using too much. So just a little bit, and I kind of did a sprout. You see where it covered the redness with just the tiniest bit. And then I'm going to go down the middle of my nose, and I'll hit the tip of my nose, and then I'll hit this little area that really must have a lot of, I don't know, sensitivity to the cold because it is red and blue. But hit your Cupid's bow for sure. And then we're going to hit our chin right in the middle. This is our triangle of light. This I had to Google. But that's what we want to bring light to and bring forward because it really accentuates our eyes. So this right here is our triangle of light. That's what we brighten. Even if you use different makeup, try putting your lighter color in that triangle and then your darker shade everywhere else. So I got to get those eyes. So I have a ton of, well, lots of texture, some wrinkling, some discoloration. So you really don't want to use much in those areas. That's another reason that Saint Superior is because it's a heavily pigmented cream. So you're going to get coverage or, coverage on the darker colors, but not have to use a ton of makeup. So I'm just going to go into this corner of my eye. And I kind of work that everywhere, just like so. And then, you know, it used to be popular to do this, all this area, bright, but it just doesn't work for me. It may work for you, but I like to do brightening in the corner and then a little bit of brightening following this lower lash line up to lift the eye, just like so. If you have texture here, sometimes, and you feel like it's emphasized with your makeup, whether you're using Saint or not, you usually just need to go darker, and that will help immensely. Also, if you're seeing your pores, like before you put on your makeup, you're like, yeah, they're there, but then you put on your makeup and you notice your pores even more, another sign that you need to shade up. So back to the brightening highlight, going right in this corner of the eye. You know, one thing I probably should have done before I did my eyes is put a little balm here. We have a balm and it works super nice. I use retinols, I don't know, every other night, whenever I remember. And I use some, so I have some dry areas in like each corner of my eye, around my lips usually and around my nose. So if you put a little balm in those areas before your cream, it just soaks up that dry skin and you don't notice it at all. It's also great for the winter, so this balm will be in my palette all winter. It's a face balm, so it works on your lips, but on your face as well. I also like it for heavily wrinkled areas. So like, I mean, around my mouth and definitely, you know, like the inner corner of my eye. Putting a little balm in those areas beforehand just makes a huge difference because moisture is key when we're trying to not emphasize wrinkles. So I did brightening highlight, inner corner, outer corner. Now we're ready for main highlight. I like to switch to the blush and bronzer brush. This is my favorite brush of all time. If you're needing one of these guys and you haven't dipped into our bronzer, you can get it $11 cheaper if you get the bronzer collection. It gets you a blush and bronzer brush and a bronzer of your choice for $11 cheaper than if you bought them separately. My favorite bronzer, and I feel like she works for everyone, is Bella. but we have other ones to choose from too. So I'm dipping into my Athens, and I'm just kind of stippling this in the lower face. I hit a little air pocket in my cheek there. So lower face, kind of mustache area, wherever I have some redness, I'm just going to stipple this Athens, my main highlight, in. And then I'm ready to blend this baby out. But you see what it does. Saint kind of just emphasizes your own features, gives you coverage, light and bright. And once you get the hang of it, it takes you less than 5 minutes. And like I said, there's no better makeup to travel with. It's all in one spot with a brush, and you can get it done with one. So if you want coverage, like say you hit an area and like melasma spot, let's just say, and you want coverage, swiping is going to be your worst enemy. You want to make sure to stipple in that area to get coverage on that spot. So swiping won't do you any good. So getting in the habit of stippling or pressing the product into your skin is going to give you the coverage, and you're just going to like it better. So I like to blend up light to dark, but it's up to you. Like I said, Saint was made to be worn together. You know how you go to one of the big makeup stores, Sephora, Ulta, whatever, and you buy a bunch of different brands, and then you try to wear them together, whether it's face products or like lotions and makeup, and then you get pilling? That's so gross. You never have to worry about that with Saint because it was made to be worn together. So I love that you never have to worry about the pilling, no matter how you blend. Okay, so I think I'm going to lift up and back with these cheekbone contour lines. This is probably the only rule. There are no rules to makeup, but pushing this up and back is just going to lift your whole face up. Now, if I did big circles, it might kind of drag my face down. So just remember to flick up and back. And Code Man, my husband, he is Clark Griswold 2.0. He got all of the Christmas stuff from, we kind of house it at his office. So he got it all home, and you can just tell, he's so excited. So he's wrapping the big pine trees in the back as we speak with some lights. I think I got this pretty much blended out. Now, just for the basic hack, I could go straight to my lip cheek, but you all know I'm a bronzer girl, and I feel like bronzer is all of our best friend in between seasons, or in the winter months when we feel very, very pale or cool toned. It can warm up any look and just make you feel more alive. So I put bronzer next to Nova Illuminator. I like these paired together. Our illuminators have a little bit of sparkle. If you're not a sparkle gal, just use your Bella. But I like it because this big fluffy end of the blush and bronzer brush, and I can just kind of circle in these two and not really have to be careful. So I got it there, and then I just touch the top of my forehead, top of cheek. You see what just a touch Bella bronzer does for your face, like complete warmth. And you don't need much at all. So I love it. And sometimes, you know, when I am even just gonna go to the gym or something, or the grocery store, just plopping on a little Bella just makes me feel just a little bit better when I'm doing the self-checkout and having to eyeball myself in that crazy camera. So this is Bella. Also, when I run long on cold mornings, my nose runs all day long. So that's Bella bronzer mixed with a little Nova Illuminator. Now we're gonna pick a lip cheek. You guys, I have had these stuck in my palette for too long, so I apologize because you've probably seen these colors a lot lately. But Dahlia and Sandstone, they're just my loves. They are both, they're both satins. So sometimes if you're, 40 plus, the balm comes in super handy with a satin, because sometimes the mattes are so beautiful, but they kind of settle in the lines of my lips. So I like to use a little bit of balm, so then it's almost like a semi-gloss. So I'm going to use a little balm on my lips, and then I'm going to apply, I think I'm going to go with Dahlia, just because I feel like I need a little bright. So this is just our balm that is so good to have in your palette for these winter months. It just kind of restores your skin's moisture. It's a barrier. I can't say enough good things about it. I don't know if you saw that trending thing. I feel like it was Scott Barnes or one of the big makeup names, and I'm sure I butchered that. But he is really advertising that Aqua 4 stick to put under women's eyes before they add their cream. Because it just moisturizes and makes those fine lines appear barely visible. So this is basically like an Aqua 4 stick, but it fits right in your palette. So, and you can use it on your lips or anything. So I'm gonna go into Dahlia. I always have sandstone in my palette in the fall and winter. It's one of my favorite fall shades. Along with Fig, one of our new lit cheeks. But this is Dahlia. And I know I've had a friend say, I can just not wear the Satin's Lex. And I get it, and I hear you. But with a balm or a gloss in your palette, you can wear all of those beautiful satin shades too. So I'm gonna place a little bit of Dahlia on the high point of my cheek. Remember, if you're like, have a thin face like me and wanna emphasize, you know, make it look a little bit, not wider, but like, you know what I mean. Then you wanna drag it kind of to the apples of your cheeks. And you'll see me do that. But if you wanna narrow your face or continue to narrow, if you feel like you'd like your face to be more thin, then start on this outer corner of your eye and work your blush up. Don't bring it in here to the apple of your cheek at all, and that will help narrow. But this is good old Dahlia. She'll make any gal feel like $1 million darn dollars. I have sent Dahlia to a lot of my customers, and they're like, I'm so glad you, and Black Cherry, these are the two that I'd have to say to my customers, and they're like, I'm so glad you sent me that. I would have never bought that shade in a million years, and it's quickly become one of my faves. So it's just a reminder to all of us to kind of jump out of our comfort zone every now and then, because sometimes we find we like things that we never ever thought we would. So this is Dahlia. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. And I used Bella Bronzer. My shades today were Athens for Maine, Candlelit for brightening, and Astoria for contour. If you find, like I said, if you find that your pores are accentuated, your wrinkles are accentuated, and I did, because I was using White Peach as a brightening highlight, I went up to Candlelit, and it totally made the biggest difference. So just shade up. Okay, now I'm ready for my Fixate spray. This one has hosed me down. This is the one with the niacinamide that reduces hyperpigmentation. And it does have, I think, aloe in it also. So I'm gonna spray my perfector with it. And I'm just gonna kind of hit those areas of my face that I like some stay power. I'm just gonna go everywhere, let's be honest. But I love the smell of this too. It's super duper light. So I kind of let that dry. I'm seeing if I have a good brush for my feather blotting dust. And then we came up with a new powder, a new setting powder called Feather Blotting Dust. And it's lighter. It's lighter than our vanilla dust. So it's like, will never ever give you cakiness. And another magical factor in this particular setting powder is it has silicone, so it has that blurring factor for pores, fine lines, all of the above. So I'm just going to use my powder brush, and I'm going to use the fluffy end, and I even like to use my blend brush or my shape brush, but I don't have it down here, and I'm just going to kind of press it right here. And I mean, you see, it just has like this beautiful blurring effect. And I know that there's like basically no product there. So this is the Feather Blotting Dust. You can buy it separately, or you can buy it in that prep set collection for $88. So that's what I got. I think we might go to Dave & Buster's. I hate going there, to be honest with you. I love it because my kids have fun and they're going to see their cousin. But it costs $1 million to go there. Not literally, but I feel like it does. Like my little card that I put money on, my kids are coming back saying, it's empty in like 20 minutes. I'm like, well, we're going to have to go somewhere else, like to the falls or the Washington Pavilion. But I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. If you have any questions about Saint, feel free to reach out. I have some really good giveaways coming up. And if you'd like to host a party, or you have a lot of people that ask you about your makeup, maybe haven't heard of Saint, it's the best time to have a party with those gals, because any new customer you attract with your party, you get 200 points, loyalty points, and that earns you money off your makeup, or you can get like items, like there's items for loyalty rewards too. So the program's super neat, and parties are a great way to rack those points up. So let me know if you'd like to party. I'm your girl, and if you have any Saint questions, I will be here always for you. All right, have a good day. Bye.